Okay, so now we're still working on the same problem, but we have to do it twice. So for my first answer, I got 2.6 liters of CO2. I checked my answer with the answer key that was provided, and see how my answer is just a little bit off. Where was it? Right here. 2.64, I got 2.60. That's probably just because of which periodic table I used and I estimated. So yours is off just a little bit, so mine was off a tiny bit, but I still think this is close enough to be correct. So let's get back to this problem. Okay, so back to this problem, I gotta do the second part of this now. I have all this information from above. Before, I was working with Na2CO3, so now I am going to work with the other reactant, HCl. So I don't get confused, this is the trick I do. I cross-hatch everything I don't need. So let's see, do I need 2 HCl? Yes, I need HCl, right? This is where I am starting. In this problem, I don't need this. We did this one in the previous problem. And then what am I looking for? Oh, I want to get to liters. How many liters will this give me? So I'm going to be working with my endpoint, which is here. And I'm going to get rid of everything else just for my own sanity. Don't need this. Don't need this. Again, this is going to take quite a bit of time and consume quite a bit of space. Potentially, anytime you have to do grams. I don't see grams in here, so fingers crossed that we don't have to do it. But let's get started. Guns. Write my given. My given, 2 liters HCl over 1. Great. All right. I'm going to trace this out on my mole map. So here's my mole map here. So what am I starting in? I am starting with liters of HCl gas. So here's volume up here. So this is my starting point. And what am I trying to get to? It's asking me find liters of CO2, so my endpoint. So here's my endpoint. That means I need to go this way, across, and up. So that's 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. So my first step, nice, I like it. As you can see here, 1 mole, it tells me to write 1 mole on the top, can do. 1 mole of HCl. On the bottom it tells me to write 22.4 liters HCl. Units are going to cancel. All right, sweet. So now I am here. I'm step 2. Now it's saying write the moles of the thing I already have. So I have HCl, mole. And it says write the thing that you're looking for. My question says define CO2. So I'm going to put moles of CO2 on top. And where do I get the numbers to plug in? It says from my balanced equation. So where's my balanced equation? Here's my balanced equation. So for HCl, I'm going to put a 2. And for CO2, there's no number there, so I'm going to put a 1. Alrighty, cool. So now I am here. So my last step of the setup, as you can see, you can always check to see if you're doing it right. Units are canceling as you go. That looks great. So you can do this a couple different ways. You can either look at your mole map, which I'm about to do, or you know that you need to put this unit on the bottom of the other side, so you could do that. Let's just double check that though. It tells me here, right, 1 mole down will do. 1 mole of the thing I'm looking for, Y, so that's CO2. And what's it telling me to run about 22.4 liters. I'm already there. You can see that last problem took me more than 10 minutes. I'm already for this one. It's only been 4 minutes. Probably because I didn't have to calculate grams. So let's plug it into a calculator. Here we go. Going to clear, clear, clear. So 2 times 1 times 1 times 22.4 I'm going to get a number, 44.8. All right, so now I got my top number. Now I got to get my bottom number, 22.1. 22.1 times 2, right? So it's actually 1 times 22.1 times 2. 2 times 1. So 4.2. Oops. Sorry. That number again? 0.2. 44.2. Let's see what 44.8 divided by 44.2 is. Divided by 44.2 equals 1.03. 1.03. The unit that I'm left with is liters of CO2. Two boxes around my answer. All right, I'm going to check to make sure I got the same thing or something similar to the answer key. Yep, so I got 1.03, they got 1, no problems there. That looks pretty good. Now I have to make a decision time, right? So what this is saying is when I use all of my HCl, I can make 1.03 liters of CO2. That's the most I can make if I use all my HCl. The previous problem, we can see that if I use all of my Na2CO3, I can make 2.6 liters. Well, Na2 can make more. HCl makes less. HCl is a thing that is going to make less. Therefore, it is my limiting reactant. Because it makes less, it is my limiting reactant. The most I can make of CO2 in this case is 1.03 liters. So because that is a smaller number, 1.03, and is smaller than 2.6 zeros, this is going to be my limiting reactant. This is the ingredient that I can make less of my recipe with. This is the ingredient where I make less CO2. So this is going to be my limiting reactant. So the very maximum amount is where limiting reactants are important because that's the one you have to use to find out how much you can make. So now I know my actual answer is 1.03. My limiting reactant is going to be HCl, and my excess reactant is going to be the other one, which was Na2CO3. That one problem took about 20 minutes. So just be patient with yourself. Just know you're taking a smaller number. Whichever number is smaller, that is going to be your limiting reactant.